characters. Now, there is, a strategic way of adding the triangles. They can go on the back of the ear. They can go right here around the ear. Anywhere that they actually connect, because the model, whenever it animates, usually doesn't deform around the ears in any way. Usually the only major deformations that happen are around the eyes, the nose, and the mouth areas. So those important loops that we created, and even up here on the forehead. Usually once we get back here, there's not really any sort of bone-based deforming that's going on. And so having triangles around these areas is okay. So let's go ahead and get started with resetting some of the geometry here to receive this information on the ear. So a great way of doing this is, let me go ahead and just isolate the head. And let's go ahead and right-click. Actually, let's go to Editable Poly. Let's go to Vertex Mode, then right-click and go to Target Weld. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a loop that goes around the ear. So to do this, I'm going to target weld this vertex to here, and then this one to here. So here you can see the polygon is beginning to loop. There we go. And let's do the same thing here and here. We could go ahead and make this loop around here, but I like the way this loop goes down the top of the head, in front of the ear, and down the chin. That's a pretty important edge loop there that separates out the face from the back of the head. Now, the problem that we get here is that this needs to be cleaned up. It doesn't really look that great. So what I like to do is just go ahead and select these edges right here. So select this one, double click on it, control backspace to remove it, do the same thing here, control backspace. Now we can add a loop back in there to get that information. So let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and control, right click, go to Swift Loop, hold shift, add a loop back there, hold shift, add a loop back here. Perfect. Now if you need to add any more loops in any of these areas, you can do that, maybe like right along the ear here. You could add that, but as you can see here, that starts to add more and more polygons in areas that aren't absolutely necessary. It's not really going to add a whole lot to the neck, but I am going to go ahead and keep it there, but I'm going to just kind of work with it and get it to basically terminate from this point maybe down to a triangle or something like that. I also want to add another loop right here, so I'm going to hold shift, left click right there, and put that right across the cheek. If we turn off isolation mode, you can see that we've really needed another segment right here for a while, and that's just really going to help receive that ear, okay, as we go across. So now what we want to do is we've made some major changes. Let's go ahead and control right click and go to Polydraw Extend. And again, our head has, for some reason, misassociated from the high poly head. So let's go ahead and do that again. Control right click, go to Polydraw Extend. And then I'll just come in and I'll start working on the areas that we've changed. So I'm going to bring this set of polygons down a little bit, okay, just to kind of space them out. And I'm going to make this line go underneath the lip here, and it'll come up the side of the face here, just like so. And we're just kind of starting to relax some of these polygons. So as you can see, by adding more of these in, we can have that help the shape of the model a little bit more. Okay. All right, so it's looking good. Let's go ahead and take care of this one, pull that down a little bit. Now this is going to curve back up into the face, but it's going to come across the cheek and then underneath the cheekbone. Okay. Let me go ahead and pull this back a little bit, and this back, just kind of make that a little more round. And let's go ahead and pull that. Okay, and see how that helps out the shape of the face here. And I can pull this up, make that come across that cheekbone and help that shape. Very good. Okay, so there we have that. Now we also have this area here. I'm going to pull that up around here. Kind of pull these polygons around. Here we go. And let me pull this down. And we're just trying to even out, redistribute some of these